Hey everybody, this is Delmage. With me as always is Buckshot. Welcome to our next episode of StarCraft 2 EDU. Today we are going to be casting a Zerg vs. Zerg game. We have Rongelol up here in the top left as the blue player, and we have HiGlhF down in the bottom right as the red player.
Hi, good luck, have fun. Look,
Oh yeah, I guess it is. Alright. So this is a platinum level Zerg vs. Zerg, and there's a lot of fun play in this one, so it'll be a good game for us to show you guys.
Hey, this is Buckshot. This is actually one of our first replays sent to us, so thanks Rongelol for sending us a game to cast. As Delmage said, this is a Zerg vs. Zerg on Delta Quadrant, I think is the map. Apparently Hi, good luck, have fun cannot win at this game. So, right now, looks like in Zerg vs. Zerg, the standard usually opener is roach play, so we'll see if that happens. Now on this map, this is a very good map for Zerg if you can control the map. You'll notice they're spawning at cross positions too, so if it gets to the later stages of the game, these two high yields for both players are actually very, where is it? There you go, very easily attainable. So we'll see if these come into play a little later. Right now, it looks like Rongelol is taking his gas and actually, where's his minerals going? Did he take his gas? Nope. And he's saving up his minerals, it looks like, for a spawning pool. And on the other side, we have our red Zerg taking a spawning pool before his gas. So it looks like they're both going for some speedling play.
So as you can see, they both waited a little bit until after 10. Neither of them 10 pooled. They both got some drones going first. Looks like they both 13 pooled, or 15 or 14. They both 14 pooled. Pretty standard opener for Zerg. As you can see, our blue player already scouted out the red player's base, which is a good idea. You always want to see if your opponent might be trying some cheese, 6 pool or something like that. So if you go into their base and the spawning pool is already down at the very beginning of the game, you know the Zerg rush is coming, because there's no reason to drop a pool that early unless you're going to be rushing. But the standard opener is to get your drone in your economy going first, and then later drop your pool. So as you can see, our red player has just dropped his roach warren, so he's probably going to be going for early roaches. Both players have queens on the way, and blue has 2 zerglings on the way, probably going to be used for scouting.
Yeah. Now, for Zerg build orders, you can, the 2 basic, well, usually built, it's either a 14 supply spawning pool of all drones or a 14 hatchery, but both players opting to go the safer route, getting these zerglings out, and our red player actually going straight for roaches. He is interested in getting the heavy units out first. Rongelol is now taking his roach warren with a couple zerglings just to gain a little map control, kill some scouts, and not really much else going on right now. On our red player's side, we do have 1 roach on the way. Possibly could go for maybe an early 7 roach rush, which is actually looking like he might do that. He's continuing to make roaches off of minimal drones, really, and getting a little supply blocked here. Actually, there's the Overlord popping out. So now he's definitely making more roaches, and it looks like we are going to have a 7 roach rush coming at our blue player.
So in Zerg vs. Zerg play, roaches are a very powerful starting unit. A roach will beat zerglings very easily, so it's very common to see the 1 base roach as a good opener for Zerg vs. Zerg. As you can see, Rongelol, LOL here, has dropped his first spine crawler. This is good defensive move, especially because he's behind, although he doesn't know he's behind at this point. But he is getting his roaches out as well, and he just ran a zergling down here, and he sees Red's roach army coming in. So now he knows that there's an attack on the way. He also has this zergling on the Zelnaga tower up here. So he's going to be seeing this attack come in, and he has a little bit of time to get ready for it because of the long distances on this map.
So now our blue player, Rongelol, is trying to get out some roaches. He's got a few ready for defense. With these spines, he could probably move this spine crawler up to about here, or so it'd be a little more effective. And making 5 roaches right now for defense, because he knows the roach rush is coming. This is the 7 roach rush, pretty standard. And here is the engagement right here. Oh, red player being a little timid, bringing out drone along the way. Could see a spine crawler go down to help. Maybe if that actually does get down, it would be very, very helpful for the rush. But right now, both players caught in a bit of a tense position. Not really sure what to do, seeing as these 5 extra roaches for our blue player just spawned. Our red player is forced to back out and actually taking his natural expansion.
So the idea there for our red player was he was going to push for the early attack and expand in the process. He halfway succeeded. He got his expansion down, but he didn't really do any damage whatsoever to our blue player. So now Ronge is moving out here, and he's I think we're going to get a little battle here when they run into each other.
So he sees he's at the Zelnaga, so he knows he's at a roach disadvantage, and he needs to move these roaches back right away, but now he's moving them back, taking a couple too many hits there. This roach only has 27 HP. So now he's in a lot of trouble trying to get his expansion up. He's making 6 roaches right now, getting supply blocked almost again. Make sure to stay on top of your overlords. And really now he can possibly sack this natural, which is a huge deal. But now they're going to engage on the ramp. Our blue player is still at a very heavy roach advantage. Going straight for the natural. He doesn't look like he's going to get it. Here come the reinforcing roaches grouping up on the ramp. These ones on the high ground, getting all the free shots in the world. He has no sight. He needs to back out right now.
Yep, there he goes. He's backing out. Oh, never mind. He looks like he's going back in. This is not a very good move. He should have saved those roaches. He should have backed out. He's at an obvious disadvantage there. That's the one advantage of being a Zerg player, is when you're on defense, you can pop units pretty quickly with your inject larvae. So if you have some larvae saved up, you can always just, as long as you have the minerals and the supply available, you can pop out defense. As you notice though, red is, well, he was just supply blocked at 60 out of 60. Now he got that overlord out, but he's staying very close to his cap, which isn't always a good idea, because if you lose an overlord in any way, or if you're on defense and you can't build more units because you're blocked, you're going to be in a bad spot.
So our blue player just making 7 drones, pretty far behind in the harvester count, as we see, which in Zerg versus Zerg, you don't, and as in other matchups, Zerg need to stay a base ahead. So in Zerg versus Zerg, you not necessarily need to, but still just a style of play. But the big thing is that our red Zerg player has a massive harvester advantage, almost 20, and also has his natural already up in mining. Definitely something you could have noted is that a lot of these roaches are very softened up. With the little focus firing, that first battle could have gone differently, because notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4 roaches almost dead here. With a little focus firing, that first battle could have been a lot more successful for our blue player.
So as you can see, our blue player has just laid down his spire. This is actually a pretty good idea here, except for the fact that he's still on 1 base. If he had 2 bases up and running, this would be a great play right now. He has his expansion on the way, but he doesn't have the economy to really support the spire. But considering that all we've seen from the red player is roaches, it's a gamble, but it's a good idea. If you can get a couple Mutalisks out and the red player doesn't get any air defense, the blue player could really get some good harassment going here and cause a lot of trouble.
Now you'll notice our red player has almost 1,000. He has 1,000 minerals and full map control. He knows he's a base ahead, and what he needs to do right now is just massive expand. He can throw down 2 expansions, bust both of these golds down, and then all of a sudden you just double expand it to high yields. He's at 1,400 minerals now. There's no reason why he shouldn't expand.
Expanding as a Zerg player is always important. You always want to expand, because not only does that increase your economy, but for a Zerg player that's also increasing your production. Those extra hatcheries are what allow you to get more larvae out and increase your macro to even higher levels. So if you can expand and take a base, especially at high yield, you've not only increased production but your economy at the same time.
So our red player just made 12 roaches, still at 1,400 minerals. There's no reason why not to expand, still with full map control. But our blue player has the Mutalisks on the field now, so definitely if we look at the income tab, still behind by 15 harvesters. These Mutalisks need to do some economic damage to really catch up, because just now saturating. But it looks like here comes a roach attack. This is a decent amount of roaches, but here come the reinforcing ones that he just spawned, and these are actually a lot of roaches.
Big ball of roaches.
But here come the Mutalisks getting all these free hits in. These roaches have nowhere to go, really forcing them out. But now he sees the number of Mutalisks. He's just going to go all in. These amount of Mutalisks cannot kill this amount of roaches in time. So here come Ronge's roaches really to try to hold off, and spawning Zerglings. These roaches need to turn around.
No auto attack.
No auto. These roaches need to turn around and kill the Zerglings. Instead, they're going right for these roaches though. But I don't think our blue player is going to spawning more Zerglings though against these roaches with the Mutalisks, and not really doing that much damage. I think our blue player is actually going to hold here.
Yeah. So if you guys noticed there, those Zerglings got a good surrounding and got a lot of free hits in before those roaches even attempted to attack. Micro is important, but that doesn't mean don't ever use your auto attack. If you're busy looking back at your base, while you're moving some units around, use the auto attack to move them across the field. You don't just right click, because there's a chances are you're going to run by something that's going to just start hitting you, and you're losing units. You're throwing your money away, which you never want to do in StarCraft.
So it looks like units lost actually equal. Oh, look at that little Mutalisk Micro taking the hurt one out. Even good mechanics at any level of play right there. Keeps it, but Hydra's popping right on top of the Mutalisk. Get him out of here.
Very good timing.
Losing
with the Hydralisks.
losing 2 Mutalisks right there, but you'll notice that getting those Mutalisks out, they just kept getting free hits on the roaches all the way through this battle. And if you're a Zerg player backed up against the ropes and you don't have a massive economy, spawn your Zergling, spawn a bunch, and because you had the air, he did have air superiority. So all he needed to do was just buy time for the Mutalisk to kill all those roaches, and that's exactly what happened.
One thing the blue player could have done in that situation when those Hydralisks popped out is not just run